Howdy folks, Mark from Nomad Boatbuilding. Today we are going to strike a new waterline onto this dinghy. The one that's on here is really ill-defined, it's wobbly. We need to repaint this boat, and the new waterline is one of the first things that I want to get on there. We're not going to use a laser because I don't have one here. We're not going to use one of those little water level things with the hose and the water on either end because I don't have one of those either. What we are going to use are just standard spirit levels, some sticks, some string. Let's get right into it. On the subject of water lines, we could go deep, but not today. This isn't about creating the most perfect ideal water line. This is a fast and simple builder's method for creating a water line, assuming that you've got a starting point at either end of the boat. And whether the boat is right side up or upside down is irrelevant, and the boat does not need to be leveled fore and aft. This is the kind of situation you might find yourself in any sort of boatyard. My first job is just to level up the dinghy athwartship. We're not going to worry about fore and aft level. I don't care about that. I'm just going to take a spirit level and put it across any two elements that I trust to be relatively the same. This is going to be the gunnels, and just check for level. I'm a little low on this one side, so I'll just raise it up with a shim. There we go, that'll do. Next we need something to be perpendicular here at the front of the boat, and I don't really need it to be dead perpendicular this way. I'm just going to use this block of wood with a stick screwed onto it. Just any old junk will do. And I'm just going to park it up here against the stem, and we'll just clamp it to the painter eye in order to steady it. Now I want to know where the front of my water line is going to be, so I'm just going to project that across to the stick here, and I'm going to mark it right on here. Okay, next we need a stick going right across here, and the stick should just be relatively straight, and ideally it's a little wider than the beam of your boat, or at the very least wider than your water line. Popping that in place with a clamp. And then we want to try leveling it up with thwartship. Okay, that looks good. I'm just going to use a stapler to tack it in place. Now I'm just going to take another stick and just clamp it out here on the outboard side carefully, just to make sure that it's stable. And that looks really good right there. Okay, now I need a similar thing at this end. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this stick that I've got here. So I'm just going to mark this right where I want the top of this stick to be. And again, take another stick, reasonably straight. You know, the straighter the better, obviously. I'm just going to lay it on that line. All right, and I'm just going to use a clamp here. So I'm just going to clamp this to the transom, and then we're going to level that up again. It should be fine. So now I just need a piece of string. I take a piece of string with a bit of weight on either end, so I'm going to use my hammer on one end and got a plumb bob on the other. And we're just going to stretch this between our two uprights there. And just very gently let that string hang across the side of the hull. If I move this to where it's just touching the hull or almost, what I notice is that my string is landing well below the water line that was there before. And it feels like it comes up awfully high. I think the water line should be a bit lower, but what it's telling me is that whoever struck this water line before put a sweep into it. So we're going to do that too. So what do I mean by a swept water line? Well, first let's talk a little bit about terminology. So a water line is basically an imaginary plane that is cut through the surface of a hull. And In this particular case, we're talking about a line that's cut through at the intersection between the hull and its resting position at the surface of the water. In practice, we always raise that line a little bit so that the bottom paint that's on the hull can project above the surface of the water, and it helps to protect against marine growth and marine borers and things like that. Now, if you look at the typical yacht, you'll often see a stripe in that location, and we refer to that stripe as a boot stripe. Now, in my personal terminology, I refer to the waterline as the bottom of that boot stripe, and the top of the boot stripe we would call a boot top. And that stripe we often sweep up towards the ends. Now, the reason we do that is because a dead flat plane, when viewed from a little bit of a distance, will appear to droop towards the ends. It's just an optical illusion. But we counteract that when we paint our boot top by sweeping that stripe up a little bit, a few inches, depends on the hull, and that just sort of tricks your eye into thinking it doesn't droop. It sort of makes it look a little sweeter. Now, some people might sweep up both the waterline and the boot top, and some people might just make the waterline dead flat. That's what I do because it just saves a little bit of time. Now, in the case of our dinghy, we don't have a boot stripe. All we have is a single waterline. However, the builder that came before me swept that waterline up towards the ends, and that's what we're trying to do. Now, if I measure the rough distance between my waterline and the one that's existing, I get about a 2-inch difference in the middle, and at the ends, we're landing in the same spot. So how do we fix this? It's pretty simple. We just make a wedge that's 2 inches at one end and 0 at the other. It's roughly the same beam of the boat. And I'm going to park this on either ramp over here, and we're just going to tack it in place. We want these to be right on the center line. Okay, now we're just going to move our string onto the top of that wedge. Now when we slide it over to the hull, you can see how it's touching much closer to the existing waterline. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swing it over till it just barely touches the hull, and then we're basically going to mark that spot. I got a white pencil here, but you know what I think I might do? I might just mark this with thumbtacks. You'll see how this is going to help us. Okay, I'm just going to pop a thumbtack in right where that string touches. And then we're going to slide this over a little more until it touches about 6 inches farther back. And don't worry about the fact that we're putting tiny little holes in the hull here by doing this. It's actually going to help us down the road remarking this water line in the future. And here we are at the very end of the line here, and it's a bit, you have to sort of guess at it a little bit, but that should work. Going from there to there, it's just going to straighten out. And of course, our very end is is where the keel is. So now we just continue that same process moving forward. Slide it till my string touches the hull a little further forward. And so what these little ramps we put on here are doing is they're reducing the height of the string as we move towards the ends of the boat. Now up forward I run into a little bit of trouble here in that my hull sort of changes shape, or rather my string can't conform to the shape of the hull as easily. So we need to do it whatever we can to sort of get it into the right spot. Now there's a bit of artistic license that's going to be involved in bringing this line around here towards the bow. Okay, that gives us a start. We can approach this in different ways. We can just take our white pencil here. I'll just mark it various spots. Now the real trick with lap strike is every time you hit a plank lap, you've got to play around with how that line lays across it. But this gives us enough information to make a subjective judgment as to whether or not we're getting it in the right spot. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll pop all these tacks out of here. Okay, now some folks would use a flexible batten and try and just nail it in place, but it's just way too much shape in this boat, too much twist. You couldn't pull this off. If this was a larger yacht, you could do that. But we're gonna have to just strike this by eye. So we'll get out the masking tape and we'll just try and pull a nice long fair line off of this. We're just going to run this right across the tops of all the laps for now. I'm not worrying about trying to hit every little pinpoint here or anything like that. I'm just trying to stretch out my tape and try and get it to describe a fair line that's within spitting distance of those marks. So we'll just get down, we'll have a look and see that it looks reasonable. All right, that doesn't look too bad. Now to deal with the laps, we basically got to cut the tape and fill in the blanks. Okay, there we go, that's about it. Now there's a few little refinements you could make in which if you're very careful and you're to sight down along this line, you would have this line project sort of in jogs across those laps and you connect the dots. In a bigger boat that might make a lot of sense. In a small boat like this it doesn't really make much sense. Very few people are ever really seeing this from the side the way you do in a bigger boat. But this will be fine. We'll take these wedges, we'll flip them to the other side and repeat the same process over there. All right, so that's all there is to it. Pretty straightforward. Takes a little bit of time to set up all the sticks and everything like that, but once those are set up, that's the bulk of the real work. And then you just lay out that line and do your best to try and fare it in. Okay, this method works regardless of whether or not the boat is right side up or upside down. Now, obviously on a larger yacht, it is probably going to be right side up. And most of the time, we're starting out with a level water line and building a boot top on top of that. So when I'm doing a larger boat, I will start by setting up those two lateral sticks, get them dead level, and I'll set them at the height of my flat water line. The Bootstripe gets built on top of that. So to do that, I'll make my wedges with the width of the boot top around the midships at one end of the wedge, and the overall height of the boot top at the bow and stern of the wedge. They don't have to be exactly the same. They could be different from bow to stern, depending on what's going to look right. When you're doing it right side up, you need to put the larger end of the wedge at the center line of the boat, because that string is touching the hull and sweeping up towards the ends. Because our dinghy is upside down, we're doing the exact opposite. We've started at the top of the boot top, and we're sweeping down towards the midships area. So it's a little bit confusing, but that's the way it works. Now, if we wanted a flat water line, just eliminate the wedges. We just run that line right across. There's nothing wrong with doing that. You could just do two parallel water lines. Nobody's going to kick you for it. That's just fine. Okay, now I know there's a whole bunch of you who are thinking it'd be so much easier to do with a laser and a little bit of mathematical calculations. But let me remind you what we're trying to do. We're trying to take a curved line and then wrap it around a curved hull form. Not an easy thing to do with a laser and not an easy thing to do with math. However, it's a very easy thing to do with some sticks and some string. And while you guys are sitting there burning your Sunday doing calculations to figure it all out, the rest of us will be out sailing. All right, ciao for now, folks. Thanks for watching.